Angry Birds is a game series that started off in 2009. This is a game that's nostalgic for many, including me. But when you think about it, it has such a bizarre concept, like throwing birds at pigs with a slingshot. What sort of drugs were they on when they thought of this shit? But yeah, regardless of how bizarre the concept of Angry Birds is, it's still a nostalgic game, and one that holds up against the test of time. But today, I'm not ranking the Angry Birds games. Oh no, I'm ranking the edibility of the Angry Birds themselves. Of course, this is kind of ironic because in real life I am a vegetarian, but whatever, let's just continue. So let's start off with the least desirable, which easily has to be the bomb. For obvious reasons, like, have you tried to eat a bomb? And what guarantee is there that the bird won't just kamikaze you the moment you step the wrong way? Also, how the hell would you cook a bomb? So yeah, on the edibility scale, I'll give it a 0 out of 5. Next up is an equally inedible bird, the ice bird. Again, for obvious reasons. Like, have you ever tried to eat ice? I'm not talking ice cream, bruh. I'm talking actual pure ice. Like shit, bruh. Unless you're Elsa or Jack Frost, you're definitely not gonna find this shit appetizing. So yeah, because of a lack of a nutritional value, I'm gonna have to give this a 0 out of 5. P.S. I know he only ever appears in Angry Birds Space, but I worked on this section for way too long to get rid of him, so yeah, he's here. Next up, we got a bird that's at least somewhat edible. It's Bubbles. But even with him, we got a couple of problems. He's a pretty small bird, and considering the fact that he blows up into a balloon, I'm pretty sure that he's all air and very little meat. And I don't know about you, but I don't find air that appetizing. So my final verdict is, since he's all air, very little meat, I'm gonna have to give him a 1 out of 5. Next up is Stella. Now she puts out bubbles, and considering their looks, they don't seem natural. They look like the bubbles you'd see in dish soap. And as anyone who's tasted soap before will tell you, it doesn't really taste that good. Next up is Hal. Just like Bubbles, he's very little meat. Not surprising, since most of his body weight is in that goddamn beak of his. Now where he shines above the rest is the fact that he doesn't make soap bubbles like Stella and doesn't have air cavities like Bubbles. But taking size into consideration, he's more like a little bite you'd have as a snack, not a full course meal. But considering the fact that he isn't lathered up with soap and isn't fooling anyone with air cavities, he looks decent enough to eat. I'm giving Hal a 2 out of 5.
Alright.
Next up is the Blues. Now, I don't know what to say about these dudes. They look edible enough to me, and just like Hal, maybe as a snack. But yeah, very little meat on them. I'm gonna give them a 2 out of 5.
Alright.
Next up is Silver. Judging by her appearance, she appears to be a falcon. And through the little research I've done, it seems like birds of prey just don't taste good. So I'm guessing that the birds in the game have a couple of real-world attributes to them as well. So Silver seems to be the type of bird you'd only eat in times of desperation, which is why in the edibility scale I'm giving her a 1 out of 5. Now here we have a tie. The tie is between Red and Chuck. They're similarly sized and seem to be a little bigger than Hal, which means they'll probably make a nice dinner. So yeah, my final verdict is 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Whew. we're nearing the end of the list. And I'll save the best ones for last. The second best bird in the lineup is Terrence. I mean, look at this motherfucker. Why, he could
feed a village in Liberia.
Yes, Ferg. Yes, he could. Of course, his tough exterior might also have a tough interior, which means chewing his flesh is gonna be a chore. However, cook him just right, and you'll have good food for a month. And with that, he gets my verdict of 4 out of 5. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the best bird to eat in the Angry Birds universe. Matilda. From the little research I did, it seems that the female birds taste better than the male birds. But the ladies we saw before Matilda had something about them that made them taste unappealing. For example, Stella shot out soap bubbles, and Silver is a falcon, and falcons don't taste good. Which leaves us with Matilda. Not only is she A-okay to eat, but she also throws in an egg. So yeah, she's a 2-for-1 deal. And considering the fact that she's unadulterated and has tender meat, Matilda is definitely the bird you want to consume. And so, with all that said, my verdict is she gets a 5 out of 5. So yeah, now it's time to wrap this video up in a neat little bow. Shoutouts to Chupo. It's thanks to his Plants vs. Zombies video that I got the inspiration for this video. Also, mad shoutouts to Degenerosity for looking out for a young brother. But yeah, I am sorry for spamming you on Twitter. So yeah, now that I got my shoutouts out of the way, if you liked the video, then please like, subscribe, and comment down which bird you thought would have won. And yeah, until next time, I'm Ghost.